Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. So for any Disney fan, seeing your favorite TV sitcoms head to Walt Disney World has always been one of those must-watch episodes. The 90s especially were filled with these, and even more recently, some shows have also filmed at Disneyland. A common theme that runs between all the series is that they air on ABC, and most of them had a premiere between April and May. This was probably done to coincide with the start of the summer tourism months at Disney. Spanning over 3 decades worth of TV shows and in chronological order, today we're going to be counting down 10 TV sitcoms that filmed at the Disney theme parks. Number 10. Full House. For the season 6 finale, Full House did a 2-part episode titled The House Meets the Mouse, which aired on May 11th and 18th of 1993. This is probably one of the more memorable and iconic Disney World episodes of any TV sitcom. I mean, who can forget DJ thinking that every male cast member, including Indiana Jones, Prince Charming, and Aladdin, were her boyfriend Steve? Funny enough, Scott Wagner, the actor who plays Steve, is the voice of Aladdin. And who could also forget Michelle becoming Princess for the Day, which I'm pretty sure is a completely made-up promotion at the park. Now we're just gonna assume that they had park hopper tickets because they're all over the 3 theme parks, but you actually get a glimpse of an extinct attraction at MGM Studios. So Joey takes a tour of the animation production facilities, which used to be part of the Backlot Tour, and were also used to animate Disney films. It's also really cool seeing 2 old retro parades, the Surprise Celebration Parade at Magic Kingdom and Aladdin's Royal Caravan at Disney MGM Studios. And you can't forget all of those Disney characters to go along with that 90s retro Disney style. And naturally, the episode ends with fireworks. You'll come to realize that fireworks are a common conclusion to a lot of the episodes. Number 9. Family Matters. In Season 6, Family Matters also did a 2-part episode titled We're Going to Disney World, Part 1 and 2, that aired on April 25th and May 5th of 1995. Most of it takes place at Epcot, where Urkel is demonstrating his transformation chamber at Innoventions, which actually just opened in September of 1994. This episode was probably created specifically to promote the Innoventions Pavilion. Although most of the episode takes place in Epcot, they do show clips from Disney MGM Studios and Magic Kingdom, and ride various attractions, including Splash Mountain. You actually see quite a few characters too, including Cinderella, who helps facilitate one of the most elaborate proposals ever that would probably never actually happen in real life. A couple of extinct attractions also make appearances. The first being the Streets of America at Disney Hollywood Studios, that's now been demolished to make way for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Next was the Character Bus, which used to make appearances around World Showcase at Epcot, and that ended around 2005. The end of the episode actually sheds light on another extinct part of Walt Disney World.
That won't be necessary.
Being the working studio aspect of Disney MGM Studios.
Production services for Family Matters provided by Disney MGM Studios in Florida.
That slowly faded out through the late 90s. Now, although the focus is more on the presentation at Epcot, the second episode doesn't end with fireworks, but the first one did, so that kinda counts, right? Number 8. Roseanne. In Season 8, Roseanne had a 2-part episode that aired February 20th and 27th, 1996, titled We're Going to Disney World and Disney World War II. It should be noted that 1996 marks the year that Disney fully acquired ABC, and you'll notice an influx of sitcoms that go to Disney World in 1996. Thanks, Michael Eisner. Although this was 2 parts, they actually don't get to Disney World until the second episode when Roseanne says,
Park opens in 15 minutes. This is not a drill.
So wait, they're still at the hotel 15 minutes before the park opens, and then they manage to be the first ones at the park ready for rope drop. Have you seen the morning crowds at Magic Kingdom? Anyway, the family starts in Magic Kingdom, but once Dan realizes that they don't serve beer at the park, he ends up running to Epcot. Now, did they get park hoppers or just single-day tickets again? They really need to make this clear. Now, quite a few characters make appearances in the episode, but I just want to point out how there were no crowds around any character.
Shoo-hoo.
If it was only this easy to actually meet Disney characters in the parks. Now, assuming the family has park hopper tickets, they hop, or maybe just sneak back into Epcot, just in time for the episode to end with Illuminations. Number 7. Step by Step. In Season 5, Step by Step also did a two-part episode that aired on May 3rd and 10th, 1996, called We're Going to Disney World, Part 1 and 2. The Lambert family takes a family trip to Walt Disney World, and because of Mark's book, Jake wants to set the record of doing every ride, show, food and gift shop in Walt Disney World within 4 days. Now, thanks to this storyline, you get a pretty good look around a lot of Walt Disney World. And thanks to some Disney magic, Mark gets permission to monitor Jake from park headquarters, and apparently, Disney has scientists working in their surveillance room. Either that or cast members from the Imagination Pavilion at Epcot stop by. But between both episodes, you get a look at many rides, including the extinct Mr. Toad's Wild Ride that closed in 1998, and that iconic Splash Mountain shot. You can't forget the Splash Mountain shot. You also see quite a few characters, but is it just me, or does Minnie Mouse look really tall here? Leave a comment down below what you think. Also, while they're on Tower of Terror, this bellhop cast member is coincidentally the same cast member from the Family Matters episode the year before. Although it doesn't end with fireworks, they still make a point to watch Illuminations at Epcot. In the end, it's an entertaining two-part episode filled with action, a creative story, and lots of Disney magic. Number 6. Boy Meets World. In Season 3, Boy Meets World aired an episode titled The Happiest Show on Earth, on the same day as Step by Step's second episode on May 10th, 1996. TGIF on ABC, shout out to anyone who actually remembers that, aired Boy Meets World at 8:30 and then Step by Step at 9:30. Now, unlike Step by Step, where the entire episode was in the parks, Boy Meets World only spends about 2/3 of it at Walt Disney World. Most of the story actually takes place at Epcot, specifically at the Living Seas Pavilion. One of the more iconic scenes is when we find out that Corey and Sean spent the night in the logs on Splash Mountain.
I didn't get the girl I came for, and I slept in a log.
Apparently, Magic Kingdom security was off duty this night, and coincidentally, the morning crew at Splash Mountain didn't notice them either, tested the ride, and the episode got its iconic Splash Mountain shot.
Now where do we find a towel?
Now, the only two characters that appear in the episode are the Beast and Goofy. But it's ridiculous how they jump from the Magic Kingdom to the American Pavilion at Epcot, making it seem like you could just run there, no problem. Every show actually portrays the situation of within minutes, you can be in a different park, but we all know how long those buses take to get around. The episode may not have ended with fireworks, but it still has a happy ending with Spaceship Earth in the background. Number 5. Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
We're going to Disney World!
In Season 2, Sabrina the Teenage Witch premiered the episode creatively titled Disney World, that aired on April 24th, 1998. It's ironic that it's titled Disney World since they only visit Animal Kingdom, but clearly Disney used the episode to promote the opening of the park. Animal Kingdom actually opened only 2 days before the episode aired. The episode tours the park with a good portion of the story always cutting back to Kilimanjaro safaris.
The hippopotamuses are among the most aggressive animals in the jungle.
The episode actually does feature an extinct attraction at the park, and that's the Discovery Riverboats, which closed in August of 1999 due to low guest satisfaction scores. But Kilimanjaro safaris, Discovery Riverboats, the Boneyard and Dino Land, and the Tree of Life are the only rides and attractions shown. This is the only Disney episode to not feature a single Disney character whatsoever. And in all honesty, the episode feels a little dry.
I've never doubted that for a minute.
It's kind of forgettable and doesn't live up to that grand Disney World title. Number 4. George Lopez. In Season 3, The George Lopez Show aired an episode on April 30th, 2004, titled George Goes to Disneyland, with this being the first Disneyland episode on the list. Now, with the Disneyland episodes, it's easier to incorporate going to the park as part of an organic storyline, since the families already live in California. The show spends less than half the episode in Disneyland when a shot early on shows Mickey and Minnie conveniently doing a meet and greet in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle, cause that always happens. Although the time in Disneyland is so short, they managed to show quite a bit of the park through the plot of the episode. They even find time to get that iconic Splash Mountain shot through a little bonding moment between George and his mom. It does seem like this episode was used to promote
You Twilight Zone Tower of Terror?
The now extinct Tower of Terror opened at Disney California Adventure on May 5th, 2004, and this episode aired 5 days before the grand opening of the attraction. So they made sure to get this,
I hear it's a 13-story drop!
as well as ride footage, into the episode. Overall, the episode has a lot of heart, and it's great to see Disneyland getting some love in the TV sitcom world. Number 3. Modern Family. In Season 3, Modern Family also headed to Disneyland in an episode creatively titled Disneyland, that aired on May 9th, 2012. Since the families also live in California, this visit to the park fit perfectly with the plot, and it's one of the least Disney commercial episodes out of all of them. You get to see them walk all through Disneyland, going on Big Thunder Mountain, Dumbo, great moments with Mr. Lincoln, and you can't forget that Splash Mountain shot. You do get to see some rare characters, actually. Robin Hood appears with Little John, who actually is depicted in a very rare situation. So we all know that fur characters at the Disney parks can't speak. But here we have Haley having a conversation with her ex-boyfriend Dylan, who's performing as Little John.
Well, I'm not talking to you.
No, you can talk.
I know.
It's really surprising that ABC and Disney gave the green light to broadcast this scenario on television, since character integrity is such a big part of the company. Aside from that, the episode is just an enjoyable and hilarious look at a family at Disneyland without it being a Disneyland commercial. Number 2. The Middle. In the Season 5 finale, The Middle aired a 2-part episode on May 21st, 2014, titled The Wonderful World of Hex. Now, although it's a 2-part finale, they're only at the Magic Kingdom for the last 50 seconds of the first episode. Now, the Hex arrive at Magic Kingdom to find out from a cast member that their park tickets are for Disneyland, and they're at the wrong park.
That's okay.
Now, for the non-Disney fan, I could see mixing up Disneyland and Disney World in conversation. But to not check the tickets when you've been planning a trip for over 20 days is a little far-fetched, but okay. The family spends the majority of their time in Magic Kingdom, and you see a few attractions, but they never actually get on any of them because, well, they have the worst luck ever, and it's TV. It's also never mentioned that they had park hopper tickets, but let's hope they did, cause Frankie and Mike find themselves having dinner in the France Pavilion at Epcot. Actually, if you ever wanted to eat right here on a normal day at Epcot, you probably wouldn't be able to since it's not an actual restaurant. Now, while the kids are still at Magic Kingdom, they finally manage to get on a ride and get that iconic Splash Mountain shot. Then, using their non-park hopper tickets, the kids all manage to get into Epcot, and the episode ends with what other than the fireworks from Illuminations. Number 1. Blackish. In the Season 3 premiere, Blackish was the first sitcom to air their episode at the beginning of their season. The episode titled VIP aired on September 21st, 2016, and it's a much different Disney experience than what we've seen in other Disney episodes. So the Johnsons make sure that their kids are able to experience a VIP trip at Walt Disney World with a VIP tour guide, or a plaid, like they're sometimes referred to. They park hop between Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and Epcot, getting the kids to the front of the line on a variety of rides, but again, they make it seem like you can go from park to park within minutes. Now, at one point, Rainbow and the grandparents go to line up for what's supposed to be Soarin', but last time I checked, Soarin's queue is all inside the Land Pavilion. I don't even know what this is. And even if you were the Grand Marshal of the parade, since when are guests allowed to sit on the Move It, Shake It, Celebrate It street party floats while they head down to the hub? Try that on your next visit to the park. Aside from the inconsistencies, it's a fun episode though, and like many of the others, one of the last shots is of the fireworks. So, what's your favorite TV series that's gone to Disney World or Disneyland? Are you more of a retro 90s fan, or do you prefer the modern sitcoms? And have you ever noticed any other inconsistencies in the episodes? Leave a comment down below and start a conversation. If you have any videos from the Disney parks that you'd like to share with us to be used in future videos, follow the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Click the TPM icon on the screen to subscribe to this channel, and check out some of these other videos which we're sure you'll like.